He saw the disciples straining at the oars, because the wind was against them. Shortly before dawn, Jesus went out to them, walking on the sea, and he was about to pass by them. When they saw him walking on the sea, they cried out, for they all saw him and were terrified. But immediately he spoke to them and said, "Take courage. It is I. Don't be afraid." Mark 6 verse 48 and 50. Take courage, it is I, don't be afraid. Both the parables and the miracles of Jesus carry a timely and fruitful message for us today. When he walked on the water, he intended to leave us with something remarkable. The disciples were rowing with difficulty because the sea was rough. Jesus, walking on the water, could have helped them, but he chose to pass by, seemingly unaware of their situation. Could it be that he had left them to their own fate, so they might have an opportunity to demonstrate their trust in God? Like a caring father, Jesus was nearby, watching as the disciples experienced misfortune. When the text says that Jesus was about to pass by them, it suggests that he was going to go on without intervening. It is quite possible that we find ourselves in the same situation, thinking that Jesus is passing by without interfering in our problems. We are rowing with all our strength, yet our boat is not freed from the storm. We also think that others, who are not rowing with the same intensity as we are, seem free and happy. Therefore, like the disciples, we are afraid and want help immediately. Who among us has never cried out in terror in the midst of adversity? The presence of Jesus did not bring them relief or comfort. Strange as it may seem, at times Jesus comes in exactly this way. He comes in a manner that leaves us even more afraid. How are we to face great misfortunes when Jesus seems not to care? When we are confronted with an imminently dramatic end, this is the means he uses to confront our faith. Sometimes he comes with a challenge that we are not ready to accept. We become afraid of God, not in a healthy and reverent way, but afraid that God might demand too much from us. Frightened faces, this was the expression Jesus saw stamped on the faces of the disciples. Take courage, it is I, do not be afraid. These are words repeated exhaustively throughout the history of salvation, as well as throughout our own stories. Like the disciples, we have already experienced the power of God in our lives, yet, like them, we are always demanding his immediate help. Words of encouragement do not seem to serve as an answer. They are not exactly what we want to hear at such a moment. The text also says that the disciples had not understood the miracle of the multiplication of the loaves and fish, and that their hearts were hardened. A hardened heart is one that is insensitive, incapable of seeing and understanding a truth that is absurdly clear. Such a heart compromises everything around it: reason, emotion, will, and affections. No one in this state is able to grasp anything. One does not allow oneself to experience something new, nor to draw any meaningful lesson from it. We find ourselves unable to reconcile the justice of God with his grace. Even when we acknowledge that we deserve judgment, we still want to be constantly upheld by grace. And that is not easy at all. What is Mark telling us? That the disciples were unable to reconcile the rigor of the law with unmerited favor. They had witnessed the miracle of the loaves, yet they still did not believe that Jesus would be able to deliver them from the storm. The impact of the miracle from the previous afternoon did not last even one night. Past experiences almost never prepare us for present crises. Why does this happen? Because we do not respond to today's challenges with what we have already experienced of God, but with the failed experiences of the past. We are incapable of changing, even though God's mercies in our lives show us that change is not only possible, but necessary. Only the gospel of Jesus Christ changes us. Only that grace which we find impossible to reconcile with our own lives brings about radical transformation. Only the good news of the kingdom can transform us from afflicted souls into confident people with open hearts. Only the immeasurable and unconditional love of God can give us ears sensitive enough, in the midst of the storms of an unjust and hostile world, to hear Jesus say, "Take courage. It is I. Do not be afraid."
Are you interested in controversial biblical topics? Then this is your channel. Explore it more deeply. We have videos that may surprise you. And if this message was a blessing to you, like, comment, subscribe, and share.